Hello YouTube, this is Crazy Sound, everyone here bringing another video. Today I'm bringing you a video on Power Rangers Dino Supercharged episode 15. This episode is a pretty cool one. I just want to double check what the name of the episode is. It's the only thing I don't have right now. But anyway, formality wise, I know I haven't been posting crazy a lot since the reveals of the trailer. That's due to the fact that I've been very busy with a lot of things, and it's just like I need to find the time. And also I went away last week, so I've been very busy with that, but it's okay. Just trying to find episode 15. Episode 15, Wings of Danger. Right. Episode 15 was a pretty cool episode. This is an episode that came out the other day, a few days ago, and was pretty awesome to see. Dino basically explains that he made the Zords in order to protect the Energems, and basically that if an Energem bonds with a person, then a Zord will be awakened to work with that person. And it's a pretty cool idea. And then it's explained that Doomwing gets one more chance. You know, last time he lost his Dino, but it's like one more chance. You can have the Silver Energem and all that other stuff, and if you become the Silver Ranger and it works out, great. If not, forget it. So what happens is that the Rangers then start to practice. Dino shows off his Prism Slash attack, which is awesome. Thing is that the Rangers all compliment him, but he's very uptight and not very comfortable or really that good at communicating with people in a positive way when it comes to expressing, you know, when it comes to gratitude or appreciation for a compliment. And so rather than treating the compliment as like, oh, it's a nice thing, he's much more like, you should be learning this stuff. And like Riley even asked, like, oh, can I learn how to do this, how to do the Prism Slash? And Dino was like, you wouldn't be able to do it at all. You're just a mere human or whatever. And it's just like, you know, he's very uptight, and it's due to the fact that he's been controlled by Doomwing for years. So that's really what's been going on. So then what happens is that the Rangers then sees the Rangers then are explained to, like, are then told by Dino the story about Lord Arcanian. Arcanian. It's like the weirdest name. And how the idea is that Dino bonded to the Silver Energem, but was captured. And the idea is that when Lord Arcanian captured him, he ended up using the Dark Energem to make him have two halves to himself, a dark half, which is Doomwing, and a good half, which is himself, which is Dino. And so the thing is that they became one. Because they were one, this led to them being a single vessel, and, you know, him being controlled more so by Doomwing. So it basically prevented him for all this time from being nice and showing gratitude and all that stuff. So it really changed a lot of things. Heckle obviously is the same idea, you would think, but there's a little bit more of an explanation to him that we'll get to, sort of. So then what happens is that the 6 Rangers come to join the battle that Dino is having with Doomwing, and eventually what happens is that when they're in the middle of their fight or whatever, Riley ends up taking a blow for Dino. Thing is that he doesn't stand a chance against Doomwing, but he ends up having this serious injury that puts him out of the ability to attack. So at that point, it's pretty much clear that, you know, he's in rough shape. So what do they have to do? Well, at that point, what happens is that Keeper appears because they're all damaged, they're all weak and all that, and he teleports them all away. Back at the base, Dino is told off by the Rangers about how Riley saved his life and all that, even if he got injured. But the thing is that Keeper explains that, like, you're just having a hard time being able to show gratitude, and it's completely understood. So what happens is that then he ends up talking to he ends up realizing that, like, I've been brainwashed basically, and it it's very clear that he's been brainwashed. Now, I'm just going to quickly adjust something right now. A quick cut right there. That was due to the fact that for some reason my camera wasn't plugged in all the way, so it was going to die. So anyway, what happened is that Keeper explains to Xeon Wing about this and how he's been prevented from expressing positive emotions for years. So then what happens is we end up seeing back in the villain spaceship, or ship itself or whatever, you end up seeing that Wrench is being requested by Xeon Wing to reanimate monsters. He starts off by reanimating 3 monsters. Which 3? Slammer, Duplicon, and Puzzler. Am I going to show images? Maybe. I don't really think so. I might show images from the clips if I have them, but don't necessarily expect me to show each individual one. Maybe. Anyway, those 3 are reanimated, but the thing is that due to the fact that Doomwing is like saying, I want them now, I want them really quickly and all that, they can't speak. So they just kind of mumble and make weird noises instead. So yeah, that definitely changes things up. Heckle then talks to Poisandra because Poisandra's like, oh, I miss Sledge or whatever. And the thing is that it's explained that he ends up saying, okay, here, I have something really good to tell you, and if I tell you this, I need you to get me out. And she's like, okay, and then she listens. And so then what happens is that meanwhile you end up seeing more stuff happening. Xeon Wing sees Riley's kindness as seeing himself from the past, and he's like, I have to do something for this person. He's done right by me. So what he ends up doing is he ends up using his blade to give him powers that he had. So he ends up being able to use the Prism Slash and being healed from his injuries, and he changes, and that's pretty accurate from the Japanese in the sense is that Torin, which is the equivalent to Xeon Wing, also was the one that kind of taught him similar stuff. So they did it right. They made it make sense in some ways. So it was good. So then what happens is that due to Doomwing's impatience, as we said before, the monsters that were reanimated are very weak. When they go to fight the Rangers, they're easily destroyed. In the meantime, Tyler goes after Doomwing. And then Doomwing and Xeon Wing fight as well, but Doomwing's not like a reasonable fighter. He's kind of a nasty one that does what he feels makes sense for him. So then what happens is that Xeon Wing is held captive by some villains, and you end up seeing Arcanian coming in. Eventually what happens is that Xeon Wing is at that point where he could be transformed back into half Doomwing, half Xeon Wing, where Doomwing's in control. Thing is, the Rangers come to his rescue. Actually, and when I said Tyler was there, Tyler wasn't, but you get my point. Anyway, what happens is that Riley then awakens to go and deal with Xeon Wing. He then tells the Rangers to come and help out. Riley gets to use the green Prism Slash, which is green Prism Slash because he's green in this case. He's a Green Ranger, so it makes sense. And he gains wings, which is pretty cool. This attack separates Doomwing and Xeon Wing because they do temporarily, I believe, actually form together, or it just basically knocks them apart, which is good. Point is that then the Dark Energy disappears. Lord Arcanian is ready to destroy Doomwing, but the Rangers with their weapons are ready to fight, and then Arcanian disappears, and Riley and Xeon Wing are, in a good situation now. Singe finds the Dark Energy. Scrapper is then reanimated, which is pretty interesting to see now. Another reanimated monster. Tyler goes up against Doomwing while they fight the Scrapper. Then he goes super downcharge mode, obviously, and then the battle continues where there's so many monsters that get reanimated. Ninja, Hunter, Gold Digger, Bones, Sheer Fear. All those monsters get reanimated and are pretty easily defeated. Also, Tyler gets to fight Stingrage, Meteor, and Ice Age, and those 3 have been reanimated so many times already. So you get the point. But the whole point that he came across, but Doomwing came across, is that usually they would fight them as a group, but it's just him, so it's a big deal. Xeon Wing eventually is able to become the Silver Ranger and defeats Doomwing. Heckle sets a then what happens is that we see back in the villain's base, Heckle sets off a bomb that allows him to escape the jail, and so sorry about that, temporary cut right there, someone came in so I had to like stop it. Anyway, so then what happens is that Heckle then sets off a bomb that allows him to escape, as I said before, and when Heckle does that, he manages to go and try to find Lord Arcanian and tries to figure out a way to attack and escape or whatever, and then what happens is that you end up seeing what do you call it? He ends up seeing the Dark Energem given to Lord Arcanian by I believe it was Singe, because Singe is the one that finds the Dark Energem. At that point, when Singe finds the Dark Energem and gives it to him, we end up seeing like Heckle remembers something from his past, which is that he lived on Sentai 6 apparently. That was the planet that Lord Arcanian destroyed. That's the whole entire story about that. Like, he destroyed Sentai 6. The thing was is that Heckle was actually good, and the thing was is that he was trying to protect the Dark Energem so that it wouldn't be used for evil from Lord Arcania. The thing is that the Dark Energem bonded with him and made him become, snide and Heckle. So then what happened? But the thing was is that he ended up losing his memory and forgot the memory of that day. So he had no recollection of what even happened that day in his mind. So the thing was is that then at that point, Heckle realizes this and remembers, because like basically the idea was that he was brainwashed for years by Lord Arcanian and became the evil being that he was known for. I mean, he's good, and this was meant to basically show he's not bad, he's actually good. It's just that he's been manipulated and turned in a way where he's been evil. So then what happens is that Heckle realizes this, and Heckle comes out to Lord Arcanian and is furious and is like, you destroyed my planet, and is really just angry and is ready to attack him. And it's good because it connects to what the ending is supposed to end up being. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen the summaries. I've already posted videos on those online, but I'm not going to make it like, oh, spoiler alert, this happens. Like, I'm not going to do that right now. You get my point? Then the Rangers end up training, and the thing is that Xeon Wing and Riley do something together. They're very happy. It's a joyous moment, and everything is nice and sweet and calm. Overall, really, really cool stuff. Good episode, good progression. Obviously, Dino Wing is still around, so he probably will last another episode, maybe 2 episodes. We'll see. Obviously, Dino Wing is probably gonna last. If he's gonna last that long, it will be probably 1 or 2 episodes, because then there's the finale, which is the last 3 episodes. And if we're already at 15, there's only 2 more episodes where he's gonna be there most likely. So we'll have to see. The other thing is that since he was talking to Poisandra, my thought is possibly that he might know something about Sledge. Could that be the case? Probably. Personally, at this point, I feel like that's much more likely than anything else, because Sledge is supposed to return, but I don't know exactly how. They haven't really explained it, and also I'm not going to look at spoilers. So if anyone knows how he returns, don't spoil it for me or anyone else really in the comments, because I do want to find out, but I want to actually see it and understand it for myself. Like, does Heckle go out of his way to go find Sledge, or is there something else that goes on? I do want to know, but I don't want to get spoiled. So that's about it for me, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy this episode? What was your favorite part? Are you guys looking forward to future episodes of the show? I know the show's getting close to being done, and before you know it, we'll be done with it, and then next year, Ninja Steel. Get ready. Personally, I can't wait for that, but I am also enjoying this. We also just got the first reveals of the figures and also the monster figures. Yes, they are doing monster figures again, and I'm not just saying like 1 or 2, like the foot soldiers and the main villain. Foot soldiers, main villain, and some monsters, and they're gonna do it like they did it for America, so could be really cool. Like they did for Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. Yeah, that's about it for me. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, guys, I'm Crazy771. Check out my Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And that's about it. And goodbye, guys.